Hi guys, Retro Trek Ralph here with another Star Trek The Next Generation build, the USS Enterprise 1701D. Now, this is 2 weeks early. I'm grateful Eaglemoss are pushing these things out, but it's still 2 weeks early. So, I don't know. Right, we'll settle with it anyway. This is magazine number 6. I need to get you into this because we've got a lot to do on this part. May even be 2 parts on this, and I'll show you why. Right, in this issue, assembly, guide to 4 episodes. That's fine. We're used to this. We want this, which is fine. So we have part 19. We have a hull part. We have lighting. We have a framework for something, like an iron. I don't know where that's. Potentially the back of the ship when the next section connects onto it. Looks like windows. Don't know what 19K is. Sticker. Well, there you go, that answers me. Stage 20 parts, same again. Saucer piece, backing, lights, windows, lifeboats, and another battery pack. What I don't want to see on this is the whole thing is going to be full of battery packs. I'm hoping that there's going to be one transformer, it all merged together. The worst case is all of these, I will branch off these cables from, put it to one area and out for one transformer. Done. Then I just plug it in and off we go. Stage 21. Only one hull piece, but it looks like it may be double the size. Ah, part of a phaser track. Okay. Looks like an emitter. Lifeboats, LED. Actually back off, because that part goes on the back of here, which is a bit odd. Some screws, always some screws. Oh, by the way, I'm still missing my screw box. No freebies on this one. Stage 22, back plate, whole part. It's basically the same sort of stuff all the way through. This is a distribution board there for the lighting, so we have got plenty of. Assembly, yes, okay. It does state here, in this stage and the next, new and previously assembled hull panels start to form a superstructure around the upper saucer skeleton. So we are doing one a skeleton and 2. If you remember from the last video, I put my parts on here, kind of come down to here, and the actual bridge on as well. I just put them in place. We're now attaching these. We're actually putting these on, which is great. So we'll go quick flick through here. Quick flick through there. Ah, there is the back of there. It is underneath where the skeleton we got from the last or the one before time. Putting parts on. Threading underneath. So I'm going to put the outer section on first and then put these underneath, looks like. Don't know. It's another battery pack. Yep. 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 Looks like we've got landing. The landing gear, or the attaching section. There. This, that explains something. Right, this is why this section here, the battle bridge, is magnetic. So the battery pack will be able to fit in, unscrew, well, it'll be in, you unscrew it, put things in, and then click, done. So you can change the batteries on it. Not happy with the whole thing being batteries, but yes, so it makes it mobile at least anyway. I would be happier having a power supply on it, but that's fine. Heart of Glory, the Klingon episode. They're trying to take over the Enterprise, just wanted to die in battle. Arsenal of Freedom, real good episode. It's funny that, because they had these weapons on here, this episode, where it was kind of, they could have took the technology, but they didn't. Symbiosis. That's a nice ship. I don't think we actually saw that properly. Andrew Probert concept, the Amorian freighter, nice. And Skin of Evil, which was Tashiar's last outing, which was quite funny because the episode before, I'm not sure if it was Symbiosis, it was actual last scene, I could be wrong, but the episode that came before Skin of Evil, her last scene she was in, when she actually filmed, she was in the cargo bay, and when the cargo bay closes and she's in the background, the door shuts, And you can just see her going, waving to the camera, and that was her last scene, and they left that in. But it was the episode before, which was, you never really thought about it until you dig into the series a bit more. And there's Denise Crosby as Tasha Yar. Right, we have a lot of work to do. Hence, I think this is going to be a two-parter. Parts 19. Parts 20. Parts 21. And parts 22. Lots of bits here, and I'm glad there's hull pieces as well as other bits behind it. The thing is now, my choice is, do I film this at high speed and let you watch something get connected really quickly, or go through each of the individual ones like I have done? Let's see how this goes, shall we? Now, 19. Let's just start by unbagging this and starting to get things off the sprues. Now here are all the pieces all laid out. LEDs, 4 types of screws, BMs, BPs, EMs and DPs. So a couple of metal, a couple of plastics. We have 4 stickers, 4 black random stickers. We have 2 small for the windows. We have 3 large sprues, colour black and clears, lifeboats, and we have 2 sections for, well, 1 together, but 2 sections for the hull, as well as a support for the neck and a part for the phaser. Nice detail on here, Eaglemoss. Right, I don't know if these are actually just, yeah, the bigger windows. See, right, so we have 2 different size windows. That's fine, these will be the same as these. So while you are there, I will go and cut these out and try not to lose any of them, including the lifeboats as well. I know people have been doing, there've been kits out there to do the lifeboats and put proper covers over these. It doesn't really interest me. It looks perfectly fine as it is. We'll do the old modifications if we need to at the end of all this build, which will be in 2 years' time. Hooray! The LEDs, are they all flat? Yeah, they're all flat. 3mm LEDs. So let's get started on opening things up and take them off the sprues. Pieces are cut out, ready to go. Lifeboats, small dark windows, small light windows, large dark, large light. Right, I was actually asked this week, I wish I'd actually prepared this before I started saying this, is somebody asked me, can you do this while make the model up, but you have all the windows open? Are there any enough pieces to do this? And no, there isn't. I think it's Sean Corrigan who said, I'm on the same stage as you, but I'm not starting mine. I was wondering, is there enough windows left to fit them instead of the blacked out ones? No, there isn't. The only suggestion I could make is, it's a possibility of putting tape on the bottom of here, on all the pieces before they go in, where the window's going to be. Put a tape over, sellotape should do it. Turn it over, maybe get some liquid resin and pour it into each of these holes. You've got plenty of space, as long as you don't go over where the screw holes are going for the panels and stuff. So you've got enough if you're careful enough to do it. Maybe some clear putty or something, something that you could fill the holes up with. Once you've done, when it's all dry, peel off the sellotape off the front and you should be left with all windows on. So technically you're making your own. For all these parts here, no, there aren't enough to actually make a fully lit. I mean, I like my models and I want to do them, they're either brand new, fresh off the space dock, and all the windows are lit. I should do less than that, to be honest, because there's never going to be every single window open. But it's not possible with this kit. There may be things in the future that they could sell parts, little parts like this, if you want to do exactly as they do, but I'd probably recommend just, yeah, fill up the holes with liquid resin or something of that sort of caliber anyway. But it's tricky, if not impossible at the minute. So, with still a lack of a screw box with this issue, thank you very much Eaglemoss. Even though they did say that the free gifts are random, thanks for randomizing, not giving me another screw box. So, let's start with, I know it's a whinge, but hey ho. Right, we have lifeboats. Now, do these go part down or part up? So they've got the red part down or the red part up. All I can do is look on another part that's got the lifeboat, which is what over here. I can't tell that's up or down. Right, this part here with the on the front, so the curve goes round. The red dots go to the bottom. So there. So it will curve round like that. The problem with this now is I'm going to have a lot of pieces, and I don't want to film this because it's going to be an absolute nightmare and things are going to go ping everywhere. The instructions there, 8 lifeboats go along the back of here. We have blacked out windows here. I will follow, like I do, I'll follow their instructions to the letter anyway, because why not? Put all the windows in here. Come back in a few minutes and we'll do... See, there's a, what is 19k? 19k the stickers. Yeah, I think the problem with it is some people have been complaining of light bleeding, so they might have given us stickers to block out these 4 windows, even though they're already black going in. That's a little odd. I mean, I'm guessing the larger windows will all go in here anyway, which is there. Then once that's done, this will be as very, very loose, so this part's going to have to go on top of it afterwards. I'll try and get the lifeboats in and all the windows in up to step B, and we'll come back in a second. Right, the windows are they're there. Let's just say they're not in place, but they are there. So you make sure you put the large ones across this middle section here. You put one of the pieces of tape across here, even though it says between the tape, the windows up here, which I think this is 4 or 6, just 4. However, the piece of tape does go over. I could probably cut that off there anyway if it's not impeding on these 2 lifeboats, which at the minute it doesn't seem like it is, but this is so fragile it doesn't push through enough. But last question, last thing on this is for Sean again, is these are the windows, these are spares from this section, because there are no more windows to do. These are clear spares. There is a black one in there, obviously, but these are small ones on it. So far, these are my spare parts, which I think they can probably go... Yeah, they can go into. So the answer to your question is, can you put all clear ones in here instead of the blacked out ones? One, there's a possibility. And then 2, seeing as they're doing stickers for the lifeboats, and they're already doing stuff on forums or on wherever it is that they're actually doing this for. I know World of Wayne's done one with the stickers on the lifeboats anyway. There's always a possibility that somebody could be making these clear parts elsewhere. So you might have got a chance. I'm not quite sure. But don't hold me on that. I don't know, but even the worst case, it could be a lot of fans, a lot of people like me have got spare parts. If you want them, here you go, sort of thing. You could probably eventually get a load from spare parts, maybe from, I don't know, a dozen people, and that would give fully lit enterprise. I don't know how good it'd look. I don't know whether it'd be just too much, but that's the only way I can think you could probably get it, unless you want to try and construct things out of resin, make a little template or one of the sprues, and then make it your own little silicone mold and pour some resin. That's all I can think you could do. That is probably a good idea, doing the resin bit. Yeah, okay. Right, back to this. Next part, take one of the 4 lights. Now this is where it gets tricky, because I need this to be in place. Where do these go? These go in here. And then 2 BP screws, which I've got to, again, spare parts. These are all spares. This is everything that comes with this part of the kit. None of this goes into the next sections. So this takes 2 in the middle. Oh, look at this. Yeah, there's 2 there, 2 there, 2 there. But also, look at this, 3 on the top. This is why you need that tape, because they don't want these windows being lit, but there are 3 LEDs, one bang over the top of it. And we'll go that way, and these will thread into place. Oh, not there, not there. Where is it showing these go in? It's not. Okay, so we have 3 Oh, well, what 515K? What? Did they give us pieces of tape to tape lights together with that now? Oh, come on. Yeah. So, when I've done all three of these, it's some tape on the end. Right, what I recommend is get somebody else to do this for you. No, I didn't answer that out loud. So that's there, but I need these two. These need to be bent, right angles, as best you can, close to the LED. Right angle there. They'll take a little bit of moving before they break anyway, so if you're going to constantly do these, then you will honestly break them. Could have done one either side, but it doesn't matter, it's just a little cable split. It's getting these in without losing all the windows. So I'm going to try and lift this silver part back up, thread the LED underneath, and then hold it down again, but I've got twice to do that. So this will take me a little while. So another quick cut. This is difficult to do live on camera. I mean, if I could try and get that off. So I've got a couple of windows slipped there. They're not flush with the bodywork because it's too high up. I mean, I could possibly just do it straight through there now. See, it needs sellotape, this, it really does. So why not just put them in and tape them in place? I'll come back in a minute. First screws are in, first two LEDs are in. The only problem I can see at the moment is that a lot of these windows don't actually look like they're straight. And that one doesn't look like it's pointing perfectly straight. It is in place, that one's definitely not straight. It is on, but I'm being cautious. Two screws are holding it in because we have this part now. There, take the other two lights. Oh, okay, you just put one in. Why is it showing one? Where's the other? No. Oh, because it threads through and then you put it through. What? Okay. So you thread it through there while it's not nipped in that corner. Just prise up a little bit. Oh, this is difficult. There you go. Then screw that one in. Leaves that and a spare one. Do I put one screw in or two? Two, because my thumb was just in the way for that one. So again, screw in with the plastics, just take it steady. You're not holding together the Titanic. You're just putting these in, and once you feel a decent enough resistance, that's just gone round, so the plastic's just not holding at all. That's completely gone. So what I'll do with that is put a little dab of super glue on the screw, and then screw it into place, and it'll set as it is, be its own screw lock, thread lock. Some of the plastics on this is just shockingly bad. So I'll do the other side, I'll do that screw, I'll do the other side, and we'll come back in a second. Next section. Right, so we're done with that one, the cables are in, the spare lights, that will go in there, and that one will go here eventually. We're not showing anything about these three yet, although there are two. Okay. So, it would ask you to retrieve the upper saucer skeleton, as seen in section 17, and then it actually asks you to put it between, we don't remember which parts go where. We're just putting this together and thinking, woo, look at that. So this is actually the front section. This will fit probably one place only. So this will screw into, that's the edge there, which is over here. I'm going to try and do an opposite, because I need that on the front. I just need to know exactly, because that's going to go there. Is it actually fit over both? It seems to. Yes. So, two screw holes are there. Are they there or are they there? Two screw holes at the end. Oh. Problem is I need to thread the cables the right way around, which isn't going to be easy. It's showing 1, 2. It goes... this is awkward. Two cables that side. Two there, which go through. It's first part here. Okay, so that one goes under that part there. These two go under here for the time being. Yes, it's a mishmash of cables at the moment, but that's fine. And that, oh, that's in the way. You know, I was saying to start with, I think this might be a 2-part video. This actually might be a 17-part video. Yeah, I'm kidding. This is where it starts getting a little awkward, because these parts here, because these are there, this thread down there. Ah, okay. He's threading these behind these screw parts there, so they might want to be bent now a little. Right, so let's flip. See where the 2 screws are, which are there. Oh. The screws look like they go on the front, but then thread underneath the holes. And that goes in there. These 2 cables are in the way. Okay. Huh. Okay, no. There's 4 cables then. 4 screws. Right, so there's one of the 2 in here, then we fit the other anyway. Tape things together, and I'll guess you put these 2 on afterwards. So it's these 2 screws here I need. I just need it in the right place without any interference from any of the cables, which I'm getting some from this one here. And this red one here. So I think that one's squashing down. Alright, let's find 2 BM screws, which I've got spares anyway. Let's screw this part into place onto the skeleton. Let me just change my mind on that one before I go anywhere else. They are DP screws. D as in the bigger, and P because the plastic. They went through the metal, but they're not screwing to the metal, that's why the plastic. So I've got one spare from before. So this, yeah, it's a tiny little difference. I'd be happier if this cable was that side. I'd be happy if this screwdriver worked. And I've got it opposite to that, so it's not the right, it's the left that go through. Just don't want to break anything or crack anything through here. No. Something ain't right there. That's definitely right, that's definitely right. It just doesn't want to fit properly. Yeah, it just doesn't, it's the light underneath. So with having both screws, both lights in already, they just don't go flush enough to get the screw into the hole. And the screw's not long enough to even get a little bit of grip onto it. Okay, time for plan B. The screws are in. That was a little awkward. It's threading the cables through, that's a problem. What I ask you to do on here when it's done is these 2 spare ones, thread in and try and do it like that. It's not easy, but you put them in and you try and thread the cable back underneath. I've got a funny feeling these cables will snap eventually, so I think we will need some soldering done in the future. If it looks like that underneath, according to the instructions, that's where you're right. Then you get this lovely little piece of... This just seems insane, really, to be honest. This is going right way, so we are going that way. So we will need to put the tape over, since everything's underneath now. Right, so are these all the same length? Yes, they are. Right, so I'm going to put these the same length because that shows there, and the instructions can't be wrong, can they? Well, it's just to tidy things up a little bit. It seems like it's about maybe there. Let's get a strip of a sticker. I was hoping these stickers might have actually been the replacement for the vents on the front of the nacelle, but they're not. So I'll put them there. Doesn't matter too much about them being either flat or they're round or whatever. Just take them together so it just tidies up a little, I think. Right round, that's what they want. Yes? No? Yes? It'll do. It's good. So all these three are now virtually the same length, so we'll plug into a distribution board or whatever. Now, that's stage D done, so we have one part on the D. I think, oh goodness, we're on with E now. Okay, oh, this is looking fun. When does this stage finish? Because I need to figure out this for the actual next video. Yeah. I need to get the other parts. Excuse me a moment. Okay. Confusion time coming up. The three other pieces there for the hull which go on. This one will fit here. Okay? However, they asked you straight away undo the 2 DM screws that you were told to put in last time we had this. So, one fell out underneath. And put this piece to one side. Oh, there's the lifeboats there as well. Right, okay. Now, with the 2 DM screws out, this LED will be free as well. So it does actually state that there. That's fine. You need to thread this because this part's going in here. Okay, the lights go up and up. Can I get them? Oh my goodness. They need to go through this hole here on the left hand side of this panel here. So that's that one. What about the other ones? The other ones just go underneath there. Right. Okay, so that goes underneath there, the big piece, and this goes underneath here. Right, that's good. Now, set the deck panel to one side, which is that one. Yeah, we're in framework, yes. Then we need to put, it's the threading of the cables which is my problem. That obviously won't go in until later, a little bit later. I'm sure it's not going to be long, but this is what I hate about this. It's too much bending these lights. So we've got a part there. How are these wires going in? Far too much bending wires. The more I bend them, the better they're going. Once it's in place, somehow you put the 2 DM screws back in. No, you don't. You put 2 DM screws into there and there. Or is it? It's just getting this thing round to there to put them in. Actually, we didn't put these 2 in here, have we? Am I missing something there? No, not yet. We're still on track at the minute. So I've got these wire, which is my problem. And that wire is also my problem. This needs to come round a lot more to thread over. Why is that there, but it's not? Ooh, there's not even a gap there for the cable. Did that definitely go through that bit? Because I'm nipping it in. So I'm nipping this cable, this left hand side one on that bar there, and the right hand side bit there, I'm nipping in the wrong place there. Patience, Ralph, patience. Nice if you had some. As I'm not nipping the first lot, it's just leaving a gap underneath there. But I'm still not lined up. Ah, that sounded good on one part, however, that ain't right. This isn't a Lego weird. No, I mean Lego kit. Lego kits are actually planned better. Now, I take that back. This is planned very well. It's just proper pain in the bum. So with that one on place, I'm hoping that this might come round and not break the cable. This is where the fun begins, Savick. Oh, that wasn't fun. Okay, let me explain something. When the 2 cables go through this part here, Oh, I can't. Oh, I'm stuck me on cables here. Right. It's difficult. I'm assuming that the white and yellow one, the LED inside here, I've broke it because it's just so bad. And it's like underneath here, these should have been split off one way and the other, but there's no gap. But it's could do with things being cut off. But this is on now. What I found was it kind of looked a little bit off jointed, but it's getting the thread through with the cables almost spot on precise. Plus this part isn't screwed in with 4 parts yet anyway, so it is awkward. I assume that things will get easier the more you get into this, but I'm not convinced. So once we've done that part there, do we then start to put the other LEDs on? Because there's another panel there to go on. Another panel, that's the same one. Another panel, the deck panel, which is that one, which I haven't got the windows for. Retrieve panels aside. Position 2 clear windows and 3 dark ones. Okay. Take it we didn't have that to start with, or I've dropped them. Right, so I'm going to have to go through my spares bin. Okay, so we don't have all the spares. Or do we? Right, putting the panels on should be as easy as putting the cables through, putting the EM, BMs, BE throughs. This is something that you're going to have to do ourselves, because this is absolutely awkward as hell to do, and I'm terrified of the join lines. I don't want them too much. I want them to look good. There's a certain level of the original model, it not looking like it lined up properly. So I'm not too happy with how the original one went, but I still think these should have been glued in place. Right. This is taking too long. For one part, this is taking far too long, which is good, because that means there's more to play with. Okay, calm. We'll cut, we'll come back, and this will be constructed. Like I say, it should be just a case of threading cables underneath where it asks you to, and screwing the 2 screws holding things in place. And a lot of praying, I think. Step F, excuse me, step F is in. 2 screws. The one side on this side of the LED goes in here. This is another problem section with the lights. It just kind of, the cables just are too together. You take that one off as well, re-thread it back through, and then screw it from the bottom end. And the other one comes out of here and then will come together for this. Excuse me. And it should be like that. And we're all happy, yes? No? One, two, three, 4. I have got 4 to do. I have still got the other section here. I don't think we're using that one yet. Don't know where it's going to go. I'm hoping, because this is looks good, except they're not lined up. I'm hoping that the front section will come across and nip all these in a little bit. If not, it's going to look like there's overlaps on everything. So step G and the final step, so that's basically just adding things on, which is fine. It looks easy, it's just a pain and whittling and bending of cables I am not happy with. Put DP screws in. We still haven't put one in the opposite corner of here yet, but I think that's because we still need a panel there. It might be this one that goes in. No, that's further up. That's up here, sort of there or there, or, yeah. So what we need to do is get this one, just gently move this over. This panel, which was attached to, I think, that part there, tells us to take the 2 screws out, put some windows in here, and then fit it underneath. Oh, is it there? See, it is. I've got 4 panels here. It's between these 2, so it's kind of, yeah, they're there. With the windows in place, and then screw it all in place, making sure that the cables are tucked where they should be. And I've got no cables anyway, so it doesn't really matter so much. It's the cable that come off from these here. So it might be just to nip the cables in a little bit and put some more lights in. Honestly, this is probably the most complex section there is, and I've been at this for an hour, my time, an hour and a half. maybe longer. So quick cut, this will be done. This part just keeps going and going. Right, these parts are in. Let me explain what that panel does. You need the last lighting section, and you also need the spare light that was from, this is a new light section here, that cable. One goes into there. I assume this one will go over here. I'll get you in a little bit, see a little bit better. This one here will go, I assume, to there, but not yet. So we're holding fire on that one. Doesn't not tell us to do it. Put that one in there. Somehow put that one in, which was spare from here. And then try and position it so you don't lose any of the windows and the lifeboat. So this metal panel that you're putting in this one is on the deck, and then try and angle the framework so you're holding it in place, nipping in the LEDs, and then screw in. Right, EM screws. There's 4 of them here. Let me get in with the tweezers. There is one there, one there, one there, and one there, holding the plastic bit to the metal. There are 6 BM screws. Here, 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 and here. Once that's on, you're done with that section. It's a case of making sure that these 2 cables thread under here. There's plenty of gap anyway, so we're okay. This then cable gets wrapped around for these 3. So we've got 3 on that side and 3 on the other. All the lights are in position at the moment. I'm relatively happy. Testing the lights, I'm going to pass that until right at the very end because this is just ridiculous. I'm going to try and test them all at once. But once you've got this done, step H, right, let's get you out better. Step H states, and I would love to have done this as a 1 part. The only thing that gets me, there's a gap here, right along there. And there's gap there. There is virtually no gap here. That's a nice join. Either that or that join is actually wrong and needs adjusting that way, but I think once these get into place there will be slight problems anyway and it'll just be readjusted. So what we take is the phaser bar. Place a dorsal phaser array in the recess on the access panel. Done. Hooray! I would have been happy if this was 1 full section, but it's going to be, we'll leave them to it and see what they can do for us. Did they lip over? No, there's just straight flat piece on the end. But at least they're all nicely ridged and as it should be. So that goes to there, and then I want 3 DP screws. DPs are up here to secure that in place. Then after that, we'll still go back onto the beginning of the battle bridge section. Job done. 3 screws, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, underneath. That's fine. So we'll still not put that section in. I mean, that does that, or does that? That probably goes there. So there's no way we can do that yet without having this panel here, which might be in the rest of the parts for this. So hopefully we might be all right. So we'll put that to one side again. So section I, remove that, put over there, try not to drop it on the floor. Okay, so we need, do we need, no we don't need, I'll try and wrap all these things up. We don't need that yet, do we? We need the other structure. To the next piece, which is here. Ha ha ha, done. Right, so this will go into this hole there, little hole there. It lines up there and there, and the rest should follow. Right, DM, 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 DM. What? Oh, it's 2 in the middle. 1, 2. 1 up here, 1 up here, 1 up here, 1 up here. It's basically, if you can look properly, it's the ones that are kind of recessed. So they all want DM screws, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This will probably, because there's going to be a lot of weight on this if this is going to be holding the saucer in place properly. So let me get the DM screws and screw this into place. BM. Oh, BM, because it's small but it's metal. I like to call them Charlie, Bob, Colin and Dave for each one of the screws. There we have the reinforced neck section. Okay, fine. 10 screws makes it a little bit heavier, but not too much. Now, to finish off, I'm going to show you the testing of the lights on here. Right, I've already got the one section done here and the center. They're all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're all working on that side. Let's have a look. There's not much light coming through, to be honest. I mean, it might get better, it might get whatever, but it's not really that good. These are the parts of the ship that you want to be seen. And if I turn the main light off, it's almost dark in here, then that doesn't help either, because I need to turn the TV off, because that's, there you go. In the dark, yes, it's not bad, but yeah, there's not much bleed through at all from, well, there is actually, there's kind of other sections you can see coming through. We need to possibly address that in the future, but I don't know, it just seemed a little bit weird. So the other section has got 3, so they've got 1, 2, 1, 2, do the bit at the front, and we'll test them now. So 1 second please. Well, the lights are on and plugged in. So on the other side, again, lights off best I can. I mean, you're going to see bleed through there. That one's not fully, I don't think it's fully fitted there. If not, there's another bit of light can come up from there to cover that over with. Yeah, there are some light leaks. We can address those. I don't know if we can. Once this is done, I mean, I do like the way some windows are lighter than the others, because it makes it look like the people have got different things they're doing. Maybe they're working. Maybe some of are having an evening in, watching something. I don't know. But yeah, it's coming along nicely, I hope. But yeah, it is difficult. There's a gap there, and hopefully that's going to be nipped in, unless it's too tight on the back here. But yeah, it's going good. It's going well. It could be better, but unfortunately, this is only stage 1 of this pack, so I'm going to have to split this into at least 2 videos, and I do apologise for that, for anybody wanting to see the whole lot done in one go. This is probably too long as it is anyway, so I'm going to have to stop the video. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on social media. Comment best you can, and hopefully, last bit of advice is, don't follow these instructions exactly. Read your magazine first before you go through anything. It's the wiring between the skeleton that is the problem on this. The rest of it is fine. Tons of screws left over still, but it's how it is. So again, yes, follow it, but make sure you follow the instructions at the same time as well. So I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.